what if you had enough money to, take a trip to Bali
Mm-hmm.
and, buy school lunch for all the children in your district, like stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because it's
Absolutely.
like, it's not a compromise. It's
Yes.
not you can still live a great lifestyle and help people.
At the
That's
same
the
time.
whole point of it.
And welcome back to another episode of the Charyse Williams Show. I am so excited to have this special guest on here with me today, none other than Tasha Christy. Hey there, Tasha.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I am excellent, excellent. You guys, let me just give you a brief introduction as to who Tasha is, and then we'll just kind of jump into what is your secret sauce and why is that important when you're looking at your messaging and your marketing. So that being said, Natasha, I don't know why I keep saying Natasha. It's Tasha. Tasha is an
Yeah, I
intuitive.
mean, my government name is Natasha, but
I love it.
yeah, I go by Tasha.
Tasha, yes, absolutely. We won't keep it as formal as to call you by your government, your full government. But anyway, so Tasha is an intuitive copywriter and messaging expert for online spiritual entrepreneurs. She is the CEO of the Copy Queen. Let's just say it differently. She is the Copy
I'm the
Queen.
copy queen.
You
Yeah.
are the Copy Queen, and I love it. Welcome, 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 Tasha.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. So, you guys, let me share with you really briefly. So, I met Tasha. So here's the power. First of all, here's the power of owning your expertise and crushing it. And then here's the power of referrals, right? So, we are both in a particular Facebook group, and it's a huge Facebook group. And I was not looking for anything specific. I was just in the group. There's always great content and stuff in that group. And someone asked a question like, I'm looking for a copywriter. Who do you know? And I just happened to keep seeing Tasha Christy. I'm like, who is this Tasha Christy? I mean, when I no exaggeration, there had to be like 20 people that chimed in that chat and underneath that post that said Tasha Christy. And so then it just piqued my curiosity. And there were other people mentioned, but overwhelmingly Tasha Christy's name kept coming up from different people. So I'm like, let me check this chick out. What's so special? Special sauce, right? Secret sauce. What's so special about her? So I clicked on her profile, and I just scroll through a couple of her posts. And when I tell you, her posts just spoke to me. They were so freaking compelling. And I thought, whoa. I'm about to actually board a flight at the time as I'm looking through this. I'm about to board a flight. And I was like, oh my God, this is so compelling. And then I came across one of her, and it was only about 3 or 4 posts. But I was like, shoot, that's when you know you have nailed it. And I was like, okay, I've got to work with her. And I clicked on one of the links that was in the post. And I thought I had signed up to work with you, but then it didn't go through. I think it didn't go through because I was boarding the plane. I'm literally on the plane trying to type in my credit card information and all that. Bottom line is, I think when I landed, I realized, it didn't go through. Let me do it again. And because my signal was better at that point in time. And it's been great. She has redone some of my copywriting. She has written some of my landing pages. She actually took some of my best content and dazzled it. Is that what you call it? You call it dazzling, right? You actually have a program called yes. So when I tell you she is the shit, she's the shit. She really, really is. So that being said, Tasha, tell us, why is it important for us to identify what our secret sauce is as it relates to our marketing?
Well, this actually came about years ago. I was a career coach for a long time for speech pathologists because I was a speech pathologist.
Okay.
And one of the things I came up with during the course of like career coaching them was that it was important to have a special sauce. It was kind of like a niche.
Absolutely.
But it's, it's kind of like, because like if you're in a career where everybody receives the same training, I know for speech pathologists, we pretty much all have to learn the same stuff. We have to all have the same credentials. Everybody is the same. So when you show up to a job, everybody's kind of like, they see if you have the credentials that you're supposed to have. But beyond that, it's like, what is going to make you stand out in the market and then make them want to hire you and then pay you a really good amount of money.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I came up with that. And I didn't know that I would eventually get into marketing
Mm-hmm.
coaching. But at the time, that's what I was like, this is how you distinguish yourself, because
Yeah.
everybody is coming with the same thing. What makes you
Mm-hmm.
special? And the way I learned that is I went to Dubai to work as a speech pathologist for some months. And then when I came back to the States, I had put that on my resume.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that that is the thing that people started to notice about me,
Mm-hmm.
and they would ask me about it and stuff. So that's how I kind of came up with that. Like, you need to have something that's unique about you that people are going to notice, because
Right.
everybody looks the same, everybody is saying the same thing, everybody's
Mm-hmm.
selling the same thing, especially in the
Mm-hmm.
coaching industry. Everybody's selling the same thing. So you need to have something that makes you unique and
Yeah.
that stands out in the
Right.
market.
Yeah, and what you're saying is it's so true because, as the clients that I work with are primarily nurses and nurse practitioners. So,
Yeah,
to your point, everyone has the same credentials. You're either RN
exactly.
or you're NP, board
Yeah,
certified, dot 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 dot. And then the question now becomes,
and exactly. What
and
else?
what else you got, right?
What else?
And not that that's not enough. I mean, that's your foundational, but to your point, what is it that's going to make someone, if we've got two nurse practitioners, and let's say they're both two functional medicine trained nurse practitioners, that are in the weight loss space. Let's say, for instance, they're in the medical
Right.
weight loss space. They GLP-1s or their thing, or let's just go with medical weight loss. Okay, so then what for me as a potential client, if I'm looking at two nurse practitioners, functional medicine trained in medical weight loss, how do I decide? Right,
Right.
that's why it's
That is
important to.
where the special sauce comes in. And I mean, even when
Mm-hmm,
it comes to business, to me, it's beyond niching.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, we need a niche. Like, and it drives me insane when people
Me too.
tell people that they don't need a niche. And I'm like, yes, they do.
Yes, you
Because
do.
how
Yeah,
else are people supposed to distinguish you from somebody else? There's
they
just no
can't.
way.
It's like,
But
yeah, and it's like when you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one.
right.
Right.
Exactly. And it just makes it so much easier to show up, because then
Yep.
it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
You're clear about who you're talking to and what you're supposed to be telling them, and that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to take it even further, to carve out your own niche, so to speak, where you become the
Right.
person that everybody refers to. Because I mean, yeah, I'm a copywriter, but they have tons of copywriters.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm the only one that's usually recommended 20 times in a post.
I'm telling you, listen, and I have worked with, at the time, what I had considered the best copywriter ever. Well, and when I tell you, I've never worked with I had at that point never had seen anyone who, like, her words, she can literally capture your words and put it on paper, and you're like, did I say that? Like,
Right.
damn, that's good, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's the creme de la creme. But even still, I've never seen her recommended like that. And she
Right.
is and she writes for multi, 7, 8 figure companies. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's why I was like, who is? Because I was expecting her name to pop up. Yet your name kept popping up over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. I'm like, wait a freaking minute. And so, and I think one thing, and I've told you this before, I think one thing that I appreciate so much about you, and I think it's one of your distinguishing characteristics. One piece of your secret sauce is your profound understanding of human design.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who are listening or watching who aren't familiar with what human design is, can you share with them just kind of a high level? What is human design, and how do you use that? And how do you specifically use that in copywriting for other people? Mm-hmm.
So human design is similar to astrology, and that is a modality that tells you, based on your birth information, how you are supposed to show up in the world.
Yeah.
So it like is not, because I always tell people, it's not a personality test.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's not like Myers Briggs or anything like that. This is literally based on facts
Mm-hmm.
surrounding your birth. So if you get that right, then the information that comes through the body graph is correct.
Right.
And so I started using human design because I was introduced to it by a coach that I was working with at the time, and I liked it. It made it changed the way that I did business for the
Mm-hmm.
better. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see if I can help if clients would even be interested in it. So I'm a generator. And so one of the things you're supposed to do as a generator is create in response. So I was like, well, let me go and ask if people are even interested in this. And I asked a question in a Facebook group of like thousands of people. Well, if I were to help you market your business based on your human design, would you be interested? And I got so many responses. So it was just overwhelming. And I was like, okay, so this is a sign that it's the right thing for me to do, because I got the response that,
Right.
I wanted. And so I started using it. I started doing readings here and there. And then I was starting to write copy for people. And so I was like, okay, so this is how I can differentiate,
For
because
sure.
that is what human design is. It's the science of differentiation.
Yeah.
Because in business, almost everything is the same. It's
Mhm.
you have these cookie cutter formulas, and they work for certain types of people, but they weren't working for everybody, or they would work
Right.
for a little while, and then it was not sustainable because it wasn't in alignment with who the person was.
That's the piece right there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, just to stop you just for a sec, but what you said is gold. It wasn't in alignment with that particular person, and you're right, because there's strategies or strategies. There's tons of strategies, but why is a strategy work for one person, not the other? Because it's not
exactly,
aligned with who they are at their
exactly.
core,
Yeah.
right? And so keep going, keep going.
And with who they're designed to be. So
Yeah.
that's what I used human design to do, is help clients understand who they were.
Mm-hmm.
And so they accepted it, and they're like, okay, so this is how I can market my business. This is how I can write copy, to sell my offers more effectively. And
Yeah,
it usually requires less work,
it does.
and you get more results
Yeah.
from
And
it.
yeah, I was going to say, and what I find just so very fascinating about human design, because I'm a bit woo woo, but I'm also very scientific, right? I mean, as a
Right.
nurse, you have to be like,
Exactly.
yeah, evidence based, science based, the whole
Exactly.
nine. But so what I found was absolutely fascinating. Is of course, human design is based on your specific date of birth, time of birth, all the things.
Right.
And when you are actually when you did my human design chart and you kind of explain everything, I'm like, yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not like you're usually not surprised. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right. But what I love about it is that it really helps you focus in on like, this is an asset. You might not be like this personality trait that you have innately, lean into that more.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And if you don't know that, sometimes you might not. So I can't remember. I think I'm a 4/6 manifesting generator. But one thing that you said, and I knew this, but I just, for whatever reason, I was resisting it at a certain level. And you were like, you need to use your voice more. And I knew that. I knew it, but you're like, no, this is what, like, it's shown right here on your chart.
Hmm.
You have to use your voice more because you are when you use your voice, when you
Your
physically use your
throat
voice
center
more,
is defined.
just yes, thank you. And I'm like, I know this, like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, but here's the thing: it's one thing to know it and then actually do it. But what I
Right.
noticed once you said that, I'm like, all right, stop resisting it. And again, I knew I was supposed to do that. I didn't know
Right.
why, but I just,
Yeah.
you just have an inner knowing. And but once I did lean into that, oh my God. Like when you said people just started showing up more, things
Right.
just started flowing
That's
easier.
what happens.
And I'm like, damn it, why didn't I know this sooner?
And that's what I started to do when I would use human design, is that I would tell people like, hey, you're supposed to be speaking through
Yep.
your marketing. Like, that's how you really need to just show up. If you want to write some copy here and there, that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
like the bulk of your clients are gonna come when they hear you speak. Like,
Yep.
it's just that's just the way it is.
Yeah. And that's
You
not
know
for
what I'm
everyone, you guys.
saying?
Like I said, this is for, it's
Yeah,
based on
that's
your
for
specific
you.
chart.
That
Right.
that's it.
That's
That is based on your specific body graph, and like
yeah.
how things align
Yeah.
in your chart.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
so I don't know if you can even fully articulate this, or maybe you can, but how do you as a copywriter how are you as a couple, how are you able to take on like that person's voice, if you will, and write as if it is them? Because no one's ever like, whenever I read the stuff that you've written for me, I'm like, yeah, I would have wrote that. And number one, I'm not a writer. That's why I hired you in the first place. I'm a speaker, not a writer.
Right.
I don't enjoy writing. I do not enjoy writing. That was another thing that was really preventing me from showing up online consistently. If I got to sit down and write it, oh my gosh, torture.
I used to have my clients though who were like that, like speak out stuff, and then it's like, if I say, okay, well, you can take this that you spoke, like this video, this live video or whatever you want to do, and then you can transcribe it and turn it into posts. It still requires work though, so like people were just like, I don't really even want to do that, so for me, my chart is I am open from the head all the way down. So that means that my throat center is open. So it's very easy for me to assume somebody else's voice. My G center, my identity center is open. It's very easy for me to assume somebody else's identity, so to speak, for a little while. Like whilst I'm writing their content.
Not nefariously, but
right. I don't mean I'm stealing people's credit cards and stuff. No, that's all I'm talking about.
Absolutely not. But you're able to step in and take on.
Yes, I'm able to step in and take on
voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like that's one of the things that I noticed when I first started writing copy that I was really good at and that I enjoyed. Like I enjoyed listening to the, people talk, and then I can see, okay, like how can I pull out different words and phrases that stand out to me, and then I weave it into the copy that I write for them. So then it not only sells, but I find one of the things I found in the beginning when I first started copywriting was that people were complaining because they were like, the copy is fine, but it doesn't sound like
me. Right. Yeah. Yep. And so then but now,
so that's something that I just naturally do. Like I've always, since I was a kid, been able to talk like other people, assume different accents, and do all kinds of stuff like that I thought I didn't know about human design at the time.
Right.
But that's the reason why, because my throat center is open. And so it's easy for me to take on somebody else's, to channel, so to speak, somebody's message.
Yeah. So. And like I said, you nailed it, because when I sent you my stuff and then you sent you worked your magic, you dazzled it, and you sent it back, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And those of you who are in the Quantum Leap Collective, Tasha is actually going to be one of our guest trainers in the collective. So if you're not in the collective, get your butt in the collective.
Right.
But oh my gosh, it's it's really just great working with you. And so what do you see? So specifically for nurses or nurse practitioners who maybe have been struggling to show up online. They don't know, maybe they're just not sure about this whole marketing thing, because traditionally, and I know your sister is an NP, but traditionally, right?
And my brother is an RN.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I did know that. Yeah. Right. So traditionally, we've not had to market ourselves, right? We go to the hospital, we clock in, we do our thing. But then when you move over, when you shift into entrepreneurship, and you're starting to like, oh, okay, I have to market myself. Right. What are some tips that you can give them to help it be easier to step into? Because it's a non-negotiable. You have to market yourself if you plan on being in business.
If you want to have a business, that's the first thing. Like, there's no, I don't like to market, or I hate to sell. Like, I mean, I'm like, well, then go back to your job. I mean, because this is not what we're doing here.
Right.
And then second of all, I would say, because I remember when I transitioned from speech pathology to being in the online space, what in general helps you to succeed in the corporate, clinical, hospital, like whatever space, does not necessarily help you succeed in the online space. Blending in, saying the right thing all the time, being professional, like that kind of stuff is going to really it's going to make people forget about you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that is the first thing, is like all those rules of professionalism that we have been taught, especially frankly as people of color, because
Sure.
we in particular are taught that we have to be on our P's and Q's and
Right.
all the time and
You can't
whatnot.
be our 100% authentic
You
self and
can't. And
change
you
how
have
you
to code switch
code
and you gotta
switch and
talk
all.
in a different way
Yes.
and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Those kinds of things will, like I said, just get rid of that.
Yeah.
Talk to people like you're talking to your girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the way you would tell somebody, like if a family member came to you and asked you about the problem that they're having, that you help your clients to heal. Talk to your clients the way you would talk to your family member if they
Yeah.
came to you and needed to understand what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then be like, make it fun. Like, how do
Yes.
you like to market? Like Charyse said, do you like to talk? Do you like to write?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like to do? Do you like to get on the phone and talk to people? Like, do calls, stuff like that. Do it in a way that you really, really enjoy doing it. I've always been a writer. Even when I first started and I was a career coach, I was writing. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time I went inside of a Facebook group and wrote this whole long story about my experience working in Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
and invited people to book a call. About 40 people booked the call from that one post.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know why then it didn't click, like, oh, maybe you should start writing and marketing more. Like, I didn't. It still took a couple of years, but that was something that I was always good at and that I always enjoyed doing. I like to speak and stuff too, but I know at my core I'm a writer and I've always been good with words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So figure out what you are really good at and what you really enjoy doing and do that the most. And do it obviously in a strategic way. And then also hire a coach.
Yeah,
Like, stop
sure.
trying to figure it out on your own. Like, I wasted so many years trying to figure it out on my own.
Yeah. Yeah, so good. It was, I was thinking about it earlier today when I was in the shower. Actually, I was thinking, when you start working out, yes, you can work out on your own. Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. You know some certain moves to do. Okay, not a problem. But if you really want to accelerate your results, hire a personal trainer, right? Because what happens is, yes, you know certain moves to do, but you may not know, am I lifted? Is my form right? Is my, are these the moves I'm supposed to be doing? Is it the right weight? Should I be adding weight? Should I not be? And because there's so much uncertainty, you're not going to be consistent because you're like, I don't even know if this is even going to work. Like, so why even bother? So you really won't see the results. But when you have a trainer, number one, that accountability is there. Number two, that's their area of expertise. Like I said, you're a nurse practitioner. I'm a nurse. My area of expertise is not marketing. Now I'm getting better, but still that's not my area of expertise. So that's why I ended up hiring someone to do it. So yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so with, again, nurses and nurse practitioners specifically, why is it important for them to, and I've been loving your posts lately. You guys, y'all have to go follow Tasha. And I'll make sure that everything is linked below. But I love your posts lately. I've always loved your posts, but now more than ever, you're speaking about political things, and you're saying things that other people are just not saying, which is very polarizing, but it's also very magnetic. And so why is that important in your messaging?
It's important because you want people to feel some sort of way about it. Either way, like either you want them to hate it and this not want to have anything to do with you, or you want them to just love like everything you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, otherwise they're sitting on the fence.
Yep. Yeah. And here's the thing,
like sitting ducks.
Right. And I know when some of you heard that, you're like, I don't want anybody to hate me. I don't want anyone to hate what I'm saying. And so you have this thing about being liked. And I can say I had it too initially, but it doesn't. So again, that may have worked for you in corporate, or not say corporate, but in the hospital setting. Yeah, you want everybody to like you, and even to an extent, I've heard many nurse practitioners say, well, I don't want to get a bad review on Google if they don't like me. I got to make sure they like me. Okay, I'm not going to even kind of go there where I was going to go with that. What's important is to magnetize people to you. You're not for everyone. I know we can take care of everyone. We've been taught, we've been trained how to take care of everyone, from everybody from infants to, geriatrics and everything in between, pregnant women, pediatrics, all of that. But when you have your own business, this goes back to your niche, right? When you have your own business and you get to determine, okay, what is the niche that I'm going to serve? Like, who are the people that I am going to serve in this, in my business? And you've got, in order to magnetize them to you, you've got to make them feel something, make them feel so compelled that they're like, I got to work with this person. Like, she's not a solution to my problem. I'm having, she's the solution. Exactly. She's the solution. I'm having hormonal issues. I've tried everything to lose weight. I have a thyroid, whatever their issue is. Listen, they can go on Google and just put, weight loss near me, or hormones near me. But again, that is, you want them to be so compelled. Like, I was so compelled to reach out to you. You want them to be so compelled. They're like, she is my person. Like, I know there's 5 other people that do medical weight loss. She is my person.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is the one. And I feel like also because of the law of polarity, like, where there's always an opposite, what I'm saying? Right. So if you have people who are just don't want to be bothered with you, you repel them. On the same vein, you're gonna
equally magnetize people, right?
You're gonna it's gonna happen at the same time, because as those people empty out, they're clearing out space, they're leaving, they're unsubscribing, they're doing whatever, other people are coming in who are your ideal clients. Because the more and more you become yourself, the more that people are going to be aligned with you. And like lately, I've been talking a lot about, politics, but it's also giving yourself permission to bring all parts of yourself into the equation, into your business. Yes.
That's so good.
And that way you're not like, you're attracting clients who like all of you. Right. Like, you don't have to, when you're in your program, for like hide certain parts of yourself, because your client, when you market, you only show certain parts of yourself. So now you don't want your client to be like, who is this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
you want to be fully expressed.
Right.
You want to show up in your full power, not partially. Because again, that's what we've all had to do at a job. Right. We can only show a percentage of us.
Of yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
But in business, the more, and you said it, you hit the nail on the head. In business, the more of you, the more fully expressed you are,
the more
and
you
showing
stand
up
out
into
in
a
the
talent,
market.
the more you stand out in the market, and the more business you're going to have. Period.
Yep.
Point blank.
And then on top of that, you're going to attract people who you actually love working with.
Oh my gosh.
Because I mean, there's nothing worse than having a roster full of clients that are just not your ideal fit.
Like they suck the soul out of you. Yeah, seriously. And some of you who have been in business for a while, you know this, and others who might be starting out, you're like, but wait, it should be everybody. No.
You will learn real quick, like who I don't want to work with this person ever again.
Right. And it's okay.
It's okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's not for everybody.
Right.
It's kind of similar. Right. I always tell people it's similar to dating. Like, just because you don't match with this person that you met on a dating site doesn't mean that there's not somebody else out there and that's a perfect fit for them.
Right. And I know, and I've heard this time and time again, like, I don't want anyone to be left out. I want everybody to be able to get care. They will. They may not get it from you. They're going to find their person. Just like, and I use this example all the time, like hormones, like, that's not my thing. That's like, when I say hormones, I mean like perimenopause, menopause.
Yeah,
that doesn't jazz me in terms of, can I help someone that needs that support? Yes, I could. Does it excite me? No. But give me some good old fashioned primary hypertension and type 2 diabetes. Oh, I am super excited. Like, yes, let's do this. And so, but guess what? I have plenty of colleagues. I have plenty of clients in my program that I can refer them to that love hormones.
I love doing that.
Yeah, so no one is ever left out. For those of you thinking, well, I don't know, or kind of thinking, well, I don't know. No one will ever be left out. There is always someone for everyone. But you're not for everyone.
But you're not for everyone.
Pineapple on pizza ain't for everybody. I don't like it. But other people,
I don't like it either.
That's their favorite pizza. pineapple. I'm
Right.
like, what? That doesn't
Yes.
go together. But yeah,
No,
but
it
there's
doesn't.
tons of people that's what
That
they
love
want.
it.
So
They
yeah,
think it's amazing, and
yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm
you're
good.
not for everybody. Can you help
Right,
everybody? Yes, you can. In your business, the fastest way to resent being in business is to fill your practice or your business with patients or clients that suck your soul.
right.
That you don't have, you don't get joy with.
That is the worst because
It
it's
is.
like
Yeah.
it also feels like weird because it's like you have to show up because you've accepted their money, and
Right.
so you have to show up and serve them, but then you're
Yeah.
just like dreading every
Yeah.
minute of it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the times that happens when people are not marketing
Mm-hmm.
in alignment with who they are. They're not showing
Yeah.
up fully expressed. They're
Yep.
only talking to certain types of people, and
Yeah.
then when they attract those people, they're like, oh, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I go and look at their content and I'm like, well, this is, you said this and this is the
That's
reason
exactly why they
why you
showed up.
attracted, right, those people.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, it is so funny, and and it's nothing to fear. It's just there's a certain way to attract your ideal client, and that's
Right.
you want to attract your ideal clients in abundance. And
Hmm.
I love you really illustrated it beautifully. I talk about the law of polarity a lot, but just as people are just as people are exiting your ecosystem because
They're
you
coming
repelled them,
in.
they're coming in. So
Yep.
you really want to just understand that's a universal law. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do,
There's
to
nothing you can do to
no,
change that. That
right.
that is that is the way it is,
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing because now you're literally magnetizing people in abundance, and it makes your
Mhm.
job as a provider,
So
as the
much
CEO of your
easier.
business, so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much easier. So, talk to us a little bit about. I know right now you have this wake and what is it? Woken. What is
It's
it?
woke and wealthy.
Woke and wealthy. Let me just tell you, Tasha, I'm loving the woke and wealthy. So share with them a couple of, and this is part of your secret sauce, right? I'm not saying you guys have to do it, but this is something that's a different, differentiator. But share with them, please. What is woke and wealthy?
Woke and wealthy is a mastermind. It came about because I had a session with a client last year, like around the time of the election.
Hmm.
And during the session, we talked about all kinds of things that she wanted to talk about in her messaging that she was holding back. And so I helped her to get, well, I gave her permission, I think, like
Hmm.
to talk about all different parts of that. And then the way that we did it was I didn't change her brand. Her
Hmm.
brand messaging stayed the same in general because she was already successful. She had already
Hmm.
made like millions in her
Hmm.
business. So I'm
Hmm.
like, well, we're not gonna mess up the
Right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna add depth
Another
to
layer, a
it.
depth. Okay, love it.
And
Okay.
so that's what we did during that session. And I kind of have been thinking since then, well, I want to do more of this work. This is the
Yeah.
work that I want to do because she went on to have like a 6-figure month selling like real like spiritual shit. It wasn't even her business
Spiritual
stuff.
shit.
It wasn't even her business stuff. Like she sold out the program, and the program was
Wow.
like $33,000.
Hmm.
And so I was like, okay. And then since then, she's kind of been talking about all these different political, progressive,
Hmm.
radical, all the stuff we talked about during the call that she said she was afraid to talk about.
Hmm. Well,
And
because we
so,
always hear like, don't talk about politics.
right. And so I
Uh-huh.
was kind of like, well, this is the work that I want to do with people more. Like I like obviously helping people, figure out what their niche is and like
Hmm.
the basics of messaging and copy. I like doing that, right? But
Hmm.
I'm like, this is the work that could change the industry and change the world because people like she has created this movement
Yeah.
basically in the
Yeah.
last 6 months since the call we had. And we only had one call. It was 90 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I was like, well, I want to do more of this work. And so I was playing around with names one day and I was like, well, what if I said woke and wealthy? Because I wanted it to be like this dichotomy of, because a lot of the times in the spiritual space and in the political space on the left side,
Mm.
people oftentimes have problems with making a lot of money. They think
Yeah.
that
Well,
they're making it that
healthcare.
makes them, and healthcare, yes, and
Absolutely.
helping
It's
professions in general,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
therapists, nurses, like they just think that they're supposed to just
Yeah.
help people and not necessarily be paid very well. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I always refer to it as money shame and money guilt.
Right.
and it causes them to shrink, and it causes them to massively undercharge,
Right.
and then ultimately they are resenting their business because they're working their butt off because they're
Exactly.
undercharging, and then what happens is they can't keep the lights on. They have to end up going back to a 9 to 5 or a traditional job. And that's not what they wanted, where they want to be. But because
Right.
that
That's a
money shame
problem.
is so ingrained, like
Exactly.
you can't be about people's health and also about money. What? But I get
Right.
it. But anyway, go ahead and
Yeah. So I thought to myself, I was like, well, what if the wealthiest people in the world, instead of who holds the wealth now, who is
mhm,
not always the best people. But what if instead of that, like the billions of dollars being like in the pockets of these men who are just crap, most of them, right? What if instead it was in the pockets of women, who are, heart centered and want to help everybody and they want to
yeah,
do all these things for people? What if they had the money? So
right.
I'm like, okay, what if you had enough money to, take a trip to Bali
hmm
and, buy school lunch for all the children in your district, like stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because it's like,
Absolutely.
it's not a compromise. It's
Yes.
not you can still live a great lifestyle and help people.
At the
That's
same
the
time.
whole point of it. Like to
Exactly.
have enough money to
Yeah.
do stuff for yourself and to do things for the world.
Absolutely. And you know what I love about, and I used to have this in my tagline. I mean, it's still in my tagline on some, and I probably just need to kind of be more vocal about it. Because I used to be very, very, very vocal about it. But normalizing large sums of money in the hands of women, because we
Right.
are natural givers, we are natural nurturers,
Yeah.
and if we, and that's so I'm, I don't want to say I get offended, but when people do tell me that, well, it's not about the money, I'm like, you're being so selfish in your thought process because you're
Yeah.
thinking you're making money for you.
Right.
No,
You
no,
making money for the
you're
world.
making money for the world. Imagine the
Right.
level of impact you can make
Right. Exactly.
if you were, and I say struggling, but even if you're not struggling, okay, let's say you make it 200,000. That's all right for the average
Yeah.
person. That's fine. Even 100,000, okay. Not if not in your business, but if 100,000. Let's say if you worked someplace,
Right.
because 100,000 in business is totally different from 100,000 as an
Right.
employee,
Exactly.
right? But and that's okay. But what else can you do? Make a
Right.
massive amount of money, if
Make
not
a
for
massive
you,
amount of money
so that you can do so much good in the
in the
world.
world.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I wanted also to talk about the dichotomy of being, politically astute, progressive, wanting to help people, but also wanting a great lifestyle.
Yeah,
Like I want to go on
there's nothing
a
wrong.
luxury retreat and be able to have all expense paid and be fine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And contribute to the causes that I really
right.
care about. Like there's no
In the way that you want to, not like, oh,
right.
I'm gonna send them $20. I did something.
No,
No, ma'am.
I want to send write some checks. Like
Some
I
yeah,
actually want to be a philanthropist.
yeah.
And in order to be able to do that, you need really real money. Like,
Absolutely.
you
And not to
know,
say, and you guys don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Not to say that your $20
I
doesn't
know
help.
what you mean.
Every bit helps. But
Everything
wouldn't it be
helps.
so great
But
to have
what
20
kind of
with a couple
impact?
of commas and zeros
Right.
behind
I
the
was about to
20?
say, right.
Yeah.
Because like my client was talking about how she donated, I think she said she donated $25,000 to this local organization that helps single black mothers, right?
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
said, I did that and I paid for my family to go on a luxury vacation. And she
Right.
brought her husband, her child, her parents, her sister, all
Yeah.
kinds of people
Yeah.
on this luxury vacation at the same time that she was paying, like giving $25,000 to this organization to help these
Right.
women, you
Right.
know? So it's like
Yes.
being able to do it at the same time
So
because I
woke
feel
and
like that's
wealthy.
another thing. It's like people
Yeah.
think you can either be either or. Either
Exactly.
you can be super luxury and wealthy and just be kind of like for yourself,
Right.
or you can be for the world and be broke and struggling.
And that
And
doesn't
I'm
make
like,
any
I
sense.
mean, being broke and struggling is one thing. That's an experience, but that's not going to allow you to make the impact that you want to make. And people get mad. Somebody got real mad. One of those posts I posted, she was pissed
Yeah.
because
I
she
think I
was
saw
like,
that.
"Well, how dare How dare you say that, only wealthy people can really, can make a difference. And I'm like, what if you're struggling and you're trying to figure out where your meals are coming from? Do you really think that you have the capacity to
Right.
make the impact that you want to make?
Right. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right.
If you, and
your
I
own
know,
needs aren't met. It's like putting on your mask.
right,
They
right,
tell you on the plane, putting on your own mask first and
yeah,
then helping other people if you have the capacity to do so. You
right,
can't
right,
do that if you barely have enough money to make ends meet.
right. And I know we
It's
went to the
just,
extreme, but even at 100,000 today's, economy, even making 100,000 or even 200,000, you're not living a life of luxury. You might get one
no,
luxury
you ain't
experience a
doing
year,
decent.
a year,
Right.
a year,
And
right?
if you're at a job, I mean, they only give you what, 2 weeks, 3
Right.
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have that much time anyway, out
Right.
the entire year. And I
Right.
think it's funny that when I was coming up, we were taught that was a life, like having
Right.
this really good job and then having
Yeah.
a good salary, and then you get 2 weeks off every year. I remember a teacher telling us that, oh, you get 2 weeks off of vacation,
Yeah.
unless you're a teacher. And then she was like, well, unless you're a teacher, and then you get like 2 or 3 months. And I was
Right.
thinking to myself, yeah, but y'all don't make your own money. I
Right.
mean,
I know. I know.
I,
Oh my goodness, I know, but I love that. I love Welcome Wealthy because you can do both. You can, and it's great and it's great to do both. To be able to do both, to
mhm,
live the life that you truly desire, and to do massive good in this world. So I
right.
love that. So yeah. So we have talked about a lot. We've talked about the importance of, your secret, understanding your secret sauce. We've talked a lot about kind of being a disruptor, in your industry, because that's how
Mhm,
you're going to stand out. We've talked about being so fully expressed and owning your voice, that you are repelling, who's not for you, but also simultaneously attracting people that you're going to absolutely love working with,
right.
love helping them on their healing journey. We've talked about how you can be wealthy and woke, or you guys, if you don't like the word woke, I know that means different things to different people, but you understand what we're talking
I'm
about.
actually writing on post. I actually wrote a post about that today.
Oh, did you? All right, well, y'all
Yeah,
go check that
because
out.
I was kind of like, are some people being turned off by the
Yeah.
word woke? But
It's
to me,
the
it's
word woke
only
said a
because it's been
totally different.
bastardized.
It is. It has. Yeah.
Yeah,
It has. Because when I was in high school, I mean, we used the term woke all the time, and it meant something totally different than
right,
what it means now. Oh my gosh. When I
right,
found out what it means now, I'm like, what? That's not what it means.
right,
So
exactly,
anyway, but still, for those of you, you understand what we're talking about. You can have a lot and do a lot.
right.
That's the whole
And in
point. You
fact, you
can.
can't do a lot if you don't have a lot.
It's
Like you won't have
true.
the capacity.
You won't have the capacity. Yeah. So true. So true. And so, any final words you want to share with them before we hop into our rapid fire questions? Any final word you want to speak about regarding messaging, marketing?
I just feel like it's really important to figure out early on
Mm-hmm.
what is unique about you that you
Yeah.
bring to the market,
Mm-hmm.
and highlight that every chance you get.
Absolutely.
Like what is the thing that you can do that no one else can?
Yeah.
And so when you figure that out and you market it effectively, you're gonna, I mean, have a waiting list of clients who
It's
are
true.
ready to work with you.
It's so true. It is so true. It is so true. That's great wisdom that you imparted on everyone. So now, you ready for rapid fire?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Oh, I had many. But I would say, um, I really liked, what is his name? The one who played Michael Jackson in the
Flex?
movie.
Flex
No.
Alexander? No.
Uh-uh.
Oh, Jason Weaver?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Him.
such a cutie. I always still see him as a child, but he's on that movie.
Right.
He's on what? The Shy? I don't even watch it, but I've seen a couple episodes. And he's a grown man. He's probably 45, 50 years old now. But I still always see him as my little Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Weaver.
I like him. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. If you were stuck on a deserted island, what is the one thing you absolutely must have?
My phone.
Your phone? But you wouldn't have a signal. Well, I mean, I guess, would you have a signal?
Would I have a signal? I don't know. But I would have to have some kind of like technology, like either my laptop, my phone, something where I can get in touch with people. if that wasn't the case, I guess maybe I would need a journal.
A journal, yeah.
A journal and a nice pen, a nice set of pens.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned you like to write, so I can't imagine you not being able to write.
Right.
So, yep. Okay. If you what's one of your guilty pleasures?
Reality TV.
Oh wow.
Housewives.
Okay.
Housewives are my favorite.
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop. That series, believe it or not, like as wretched as it is, I'm thoroughly entertained. Thoroughly entertained. I'm about to get into this reality show everybody's been talking about. Well, I don't remember the name of it, but it's new on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Something Hunter Wives, or something that everybody's been. I said I was gonna try to watch that and see if it's entertaining enough. But any kind of reality show, any kind of celebrity gossip thing, like anything like that, I enjoy it.
That is funny. All right. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Oh, I've taken plenty. I would say moving to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody. And, I decided to go because I was like, okay, well, I was tired of New York at that time. I was kind of whatever, and I was in transition, and so I was like, let me go, and I went, but I mean, I've taken risks the whole time.
Yeah. And that was a solo trip, like you went all by yourself, right?
Oh yeah, I went by myself.
Yeah.
I kind of connected with people online initially, but I still didn't really know anybody,
Right.
Literally I was there by myself. So but I moved to New York City, though, a couple of years before that and didn't know a soul. Moved to the Bronx, had never been to the Bronx before.
Well, New Orleans is quite different from New York.
Yeah, New Orleans is different. I mean, New Orleans is like, it's a city, but it's, it's like, Southern.
Yeah, I know.
But to be honest, I wasn't even raised in New Orleans. I was raised in Lafayette.
Oh,
Lafayette is kind of like, like it's a city, but it's kind of country.
Yeah, Lafayette is country. Yeah.
So I wasn't even raised in New Orleans. Came when I got older. But I was actually raised in Lafayette. But I always knew I wanted to move to New York. Since I was like 12, I would tell everybody I was going to New York. Nobody believed me, And then when I got ready, I got the chance, I moved there.
Wow. Those are big moves. And some would consider those risky. But hey, it all worked out. So I love it. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
Oh, this guy, when I was in college, told me that whoever ended up having me as their wife or their girlfriend would have the greatest treasure of his life.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Right. So.
Well, we'll just end it on that. I love that. That's so sweet. but he didn't want, but the relationship didn't work. That's
we didn't.
But okay.
What happened? What happened was, I think we were starting to do something, and then I left. I transferred to another college. So.
Gotcha.
Well, and then I ended up. At this point, I don't date guys anyway, so it wouldn't have worked out. So
unbeknownst.
Yeah.
Oh well, say la vie. So anyway, well, I love that. I know you have a really cool resource that you're going to share with our listening audience, and so would you like to share with them a little bit about what that is?
It's a masterclass that I have coming up. It's actually on Monday.
Okay.
But the replay will be available.
Excellent.
And it's called Progressive and Paid, and it's basically how to infuse your progressive views into your messaging
Hmm.
in a way that adds depth to your brand rather than like distracting from it. Because that's what I see people doing there. They post
Yes.
about politics here and there, and but then otherwise don't mention it, don't say anything, and it just doesn't.
It's disjointed.
It's not cohesive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I like it. And yeah, to do it in such a way that it makes sense. Yeah,
right.
it's all about strategy, right? Everything's about strategy. So I love that. Well, Tasha, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing space, sharing time, sharing your brilliance, sharing all the things that you shared today with everyone listening or watching. So definitely appreciate you so very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And again, we'll link everything down below in the show notes. If you're like, oh, I need to learn a little bit more from her, join the collective. You'll learn lots from her in the collective.
Hmm.
Definitely, if you listen to this before Monday, even if you don't listen to this before Monday, if the masterclass is, you'll learn a lot in her masterclass as well. So you have opportunities. And if you're not following Tasha, definitely follow Tasha.
Hmm.
So for sure. So that being said, you guys, I appreciate you. I love you, and have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of the Charyse Williams Show. Bye for now.
All right. Bye.